Every time I go to tour a home, there are 5 things that I always look at, and they're probably not what you would expect. Probably because they're kind of boring. Hi, I'm Katie with Real Broker here in Asheville, North Carolina. I'm a former Air Force civil engineer officer turned real estate agent, and on this channel, I help homeowners make smarter real estate decisions and understand what it's like to live in Western Carolina. Western Carolina is a very unique area. We have a temperate climate, we get all 4 seasons, and we're surrounded by mountains, which, yes, are beautiful, but also tend to cause some problems. Now, before we dive in, I want to mention that I am not a licensed home inspector or professional engineer. My job isn't to diagnose a house. It's to help my clients notice potential concerns, ask better questions, and make more informed decisions before moving forward. The first thing I look at before even setting foot in a home is drainage and water management. Even though water itself is harmless and our bodies are made up of 70% water, water can still do a lot of damage to a home. It can cause mold and mildew, decrease air quality, and it can have a really negative impact on the structure of your home itself. So for these reasons, it's really important to take a look at it when you're touring a home. Some things that I look for, especially in Western Carolina, are: is there a slope behind or in front of the home that's helping water move towards the home? If so, is there something like a swale or maybe a French drain that helps carry water around the home? Are the downspouts connected to some sort of pipe that carries water away from the home, or do they dump out right at the foundation? Are there retaining walls? Do they seem to be functioning, or maybe they're a little bit bowed? Maybe they're cracking. Luckily, water does a really good job of showing us where it's traveling. It makes scars in a hillside. It'll bring sediment with it, and it also causes staining. So it doesn't necessarily have to be raining for us to really understand if water is having a negative impact on a home. It might be really easy to replace countertops, but taking care of water intrusion can be extremely costly. Related to looking at water management and drainage, the next thing I look at is crawl spaces and moisture. If the home is on a crawl space or has an unfinished basement, I always want to go take a look. Some green flags that I like to see at properties are these things. Number 1, I love seeing a dehumidifier. To me, that's not a red flag. That tells me that the homeowners are properly managing the water that might be coming into a home. I also like seeing vapor barriers. Water can come into a home through the CMU block, and it can evaporate into the air into a crawl space. A vapor barrier can help keep moisture where it belongs in the soil and keep it from evaporating into your crawl space. Even better than a moisture barrier is seeing that a crawl space or basement is encapsulated. That just means that a plastic sheet is not only on the ground surface of your crawl space or basement, but it also goes up the CMU walls. This just further prevents moisture intrusion in your crawl space. Some red flags that I don't like seeing in a crawl space are microbial growth on floor joists or even rotten wood. That to me tells me that the humidity levels in the crawl space are far too high, and they could cause damage over time to a home. Now, funny enough, your home doesn't have to be old to have these issues. I recently went in a home last week and I saw microbial growth even though the home was just completed this year. Next, I'm looking out for any structural concerns. I typically look for these in 3 places: inside the home, around the home, and inside the crawl space or basement. When I'm walking through the home, there's a couple things that stand out to me: wavy floors, doors and windows that don't open, or even just a room that feels a little off. When walking around a home or when I'm in the crawl space or basement, I like to point out when I see cracking. Hairline cracks aren't necessarily a red flag, but larger cracks, stair-step cracks, and horizontal cracks are a big deal. And I always encourage my clients to speak with a home inspector or get a licensed engineer to take a look at the issue to see if it's a larger problem. One of these signs alone doesn't worry me, but I look for patterns, and those could be really, really costly. The roof protects everything underneath, so I do like to spend some time looking at it. Some signs that a roof is really worn is you'll be able to see streaking on the roof itself, you might see popped nails, or you might see missing shingles. Obviously, if there's staining on any ceiling of a room, that's definitely a red flag. There could be an active or previous leak. Another good thing to look at is the gutters. Are they full of leaves? Are they maybe growing trees in them? Which, yes, I have seen before. Lots of providers won't insure a home that has a roof that's older than 20 years and some even 15 years. I'm definitely not trying to estimate the remaining life of a roof, but I like my clients to know what condition it's in so that they can prepare to get it replaced and so that they can make sure they get homeowners insurance on a property. And finally, the last thing that I look at are the major mechanical systems in a home. In North Carolina, we have a property disclosure where a homeowner can disclose the age of the utility systems. when the pipes were last replaced, when the water heater and HVAC were last replaced, things like that. However, a lot of homeowners don't know the age of these things because they haven't owned the home for an extended period of time. One great thing about the HVAC and water heater specifically is that every serial number will tell you the age of that system. So when I tour a home, even if it doesn't have the date on the property disclosure, we can easily go up and see the serial number, give it a Google, and see how old the system is. A lot of HVAC companies will put a sticker on an HVAC system to show you the service dates. This is great for when a seller might not have the records, but a buyer can see that an HVAC system has been maintained as it should be. I also like to open up the electrical panel to see if all the breakers are the same brand, which they should be, if there's extra space on a panel, and what kind of breakers or fuses are in the panel. This can help us determine how old the electrical system is and if it's able to be expanded upon in the future should the client want to add another room or a hot tub. None of these systems have to be brand new, but I do want my clients to understand the age, condition, and whether or not they've been maintained. I know these aren't the most interesting topics and things to look at when touring a home, but I hope it helps you understand the things that I look at that will definitely help save you money in the long run. If you're considering a move to Western Carolina and like nerdy things like me, check out my other videos.